And we are live. I'm in Gardena, and I'll just flip the camera around as I explain. We're at a memorial and protest following the shooting death of Andres Guardado, who worked as a security guard, I believe, at a body shop right here, and was shot and killed by Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies yesterday. When it quiets down a little bit, I'll talk more. So they're chanting both in English and in Spanish. What do we want? Justice? When do we want it? Now. So I believe Mr. Guardado worked as a security guard at this body shop right here. And yesterday he was shot and killed by Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies. It's been reported in local media is that the Sheriff's Department is claiming that Mr. Guardado was an informal security guard, not a formal security guard, and that he wasn't legally carrying the firearm that he had at the time. Hey team, thank you and you're welcome. The family, I don't think, is at all satisfied with what the Sheriff's Department is saying about the case, and you can hear him demanding justice, primarily talking in Spanish, but also a little in English right here. We are in Gardena, which is a ways south of downtown, maybe southwest, kind of in the South Bay area here of Los Angeles. And we've had a busy week of police shootings here in LA County and by Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies, which I'll try to talk more about during this broadcast. Hey there, how's it going to make? And if possible, I'll try to locate a member of the family. I don't know, but we'll see. The family has been outspoken. I don't know whether he pointed a firearm at the sheriffs. The Sheriff's Department is saying, at least according to local media, that Mr. Guardado was carrying a weapon that I think did not have a serial number on it. And they're also saying that he wasn't a formal security guard and he might have been being paid under the table to work security here at this auto body shop. but the family isn't satisfied whatsoever with what's come out of the sheriff's department. And as I was saying a moment ago, they're demanding justice both in English and Spanish. Hi, Andy. Doing all right. How about you? And by the way, there were Juneteenth events earlier today in Los Angeles. The largest one being fairly close to here. I couldn't get there in time. I was trying to, but I had work. So if you're just tuning in, there was an 18-year-old man by the name of Andres Guardado who was shot and killed here yesterday by LA County Sheriff's deputies. Mr. Guardado apparently worked as a security guard for the auto body shop that we're standing outside right now, where the protest and the memorial is. And I don't know how it all unfolded, but the sheriff's deputies were apparently chasing after him yesterday, and they shot him and killed him. I'll take you up close to the auto body shop and the memorial and look at some of the signs. We're talking English right now.
So, there's a sign-up sheet. If you want more information, please sign up. Si quieren más información, si quieren seguir participando, pueden anotar para que puedan seguir luchando en esta lucha en contra de la policía terrorista. Gracias.
Do you have that Wikipedia page? Alright, so the commenter's saying that it's on the news that the we're saying that's what the family's saying, that the deputy showed up, pointed a gun at him, and got scared. I've heard similar statements on the radio today. The owner's saying that. Yeah, I might have heard that statement on the radio. By the way, we're in the middle of the street here. I believe it's Redondo Boulevard, and we're right by Figueroa. Middle of the street. I did see some deputies driving by, but I haven't seen any come over here. So traffic isn't blocked, but vehicles are driving around the gathering. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. So this has been actually a week of multiple notable deaths here in the Los Angeles area, including 2 at the hands of LA County Sheriff's deputies. For those of you who are tuned in last Saturday, you probably remember my coverage of what happened out in Palmdale. It just so happens that this week, LA County Sheriff's deputies also shot and killed a man whom that family is saying is the half-brother, or was the half-brother, of Robert Fuller, who was found hanging in Palmdale. That hasn't been confirmed by the Sheriff's Department as far as I'm aware, but the family is saying that Robert Fuller's half-brother was the other man who was shot and killed by LA County Sheriff's deputies this week. The news is still here on site. There's a news truck right on the other side of this crowd. So I mean, there's been all kinds of news this week with regard to deaths and death investigations involving the LA County Sheriff's Department, but then also there's the case out in Victorville, which people are saying has been strikingly similar to the Robert Fuller case in Palmdale. But just today, I heard on the news the family acknowledging that there's surveillance footage apparently indicating the Victorville death was a suicide, not a lynching. Again, that's Victorville, not Palmdale. Very similar cases in Victorville and Palmdale. And again, the half-brother of Robert Fuller, who was found hanging in Palmdale at the site I was at last Saturday, he, according to their family, was shot and killed by LA County Sheriff's deputies this week. I'm not feeling so great about that, Andy. I'm not ready to say we're in a race war. And by the way, if you haven't picked up on it already, this is not a black man who was killed, it's a Latino man. And much of the demonstration here involves Spanish. The people on the loudspeakers are talking in Spanish, I'd say about 75-80% of the time. But nonetheless, there has been a lot of talk today during Juneteenth, yesterday after this death was first announced, and probably in the lead up to that, a lot of solidarity between Latino and black communities over treatment of one another by the police and by the sheriff's department here in the Los Angeles area. Gardena, so you know, is its own, I believe it's its own city here in the South Bay area, but they don't have their own police force as far as I'm aware, and it's the LA County Sheriff's deputies who are out here and who yesterday shot and killed Mr. Guardado. Oh, on the car? I'll go take a look at the car. And by the way, I'll make this point after I show you the car. So here we go. Latino Lives Matter. And I did hear one person who I believe is a Black Lives Matter activist today saying that on a soundbite on the radio. Latino Lives Matter. And on a personal note, you might notice I have slightly different attire today. Slightly different approach, likewise. I'm not going to be getting up close and personal with members of the audience, with members of the gathering here, unless they make it clear that they want to give an interview. Alright, to, I think it's South Redondo Boulevard that I'm on. I need to find my helper. So here's the front line of the protest. That's a good call, Andy. I'll explain later. You can't hear, they're saying no justice, no peace, defund the police. Andy already got the football jersey right. You can see a Mexican flag and signs in Spanish. Traffic isn't entirely blocked. We have someone directing traffic around the gathering. One side of the street is totally occupied. The driver in this car just chanting out "fuck the police" as he drove by. Is it South Redondo Boulevard? As you can see, there's a news truck. Oh, West Redondo Boulevard. And where's Figueroa? Is that Figueroa? Which direction are we from Figueroa?
This. Figueroa is here.
Oh, so we're east of Figueroa, I think. Okay, so I'm on West Redondo Beach Boulevard, which is where the body shop is right there. And this is Figueroa, which maybe you remember from my downtown LA coverage. And I think we're east of Figueroa, but I'm not positive. Maybe south. I have that much arm hair, and it's not that hot right now. Hey, Magic Monkey Love. No, I did not head to Atlanta, but I might talk about it later. I will probably be leaving Southern California soon. Let's look at some of the signs, some of which are in Spanish. Stop police terrorism now. Justice for Andres Guardado. I don't know why the flag is red. Maybe she'll explain, maybe not. Her sign is in Spanish. Do you understand most of these signs in Spanish? Alright, so let's take a look at some. It says Unión del Barrio, Community Union, I believe. ¿Hablas inglés? Can you explain what the sign is?
It means a member organization.
What is the? I mean, it's a community union.
Community organization, yeah. The same name of the video. It means translates to union of the people.
Would you mind if you say on camera what it is?
You can read for yourself.
Okay. So it's some community organization.
Jamás será vencido el pueblo unido. Jamás será vencido el pueblo unido. Jamás será.
Or a neighborhood. I mean, yeah. I haven't seen that news report. Hey, thanks a lot, Tim. I really appreciate that. And by the way, everyone check out Tim's channel for protest coverage from around the country. He's been on top of it since the get-go. Tim Truth. Oh, well, welcome and thank you, Tim. Welcome, Lady Zada.
Get involved!
Although I guess you're not so new here, because I've seen you on a lot of these broadcasts.
Defund the police!
I will ask her, but I don't know if I'm going to get an answer. I'm not going to be nearly as aggressive with questions, for reasons you guys are well aware of.
Defund the police! Defund the police! Defund the police!
The chant is defund the police, abolish ICE. Defund the police, abolish ICE.
Defund the police! 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 Defund the police!
Abolish ICE!
Defund the police!
Abolish ICE!
Defund the police!
Abolish
Well, Andy, we'll see. We'll see.
Abolish ICE!
Yeah, this isn't too far away from Reggie Bush territory. Or at least it was Reggie Bush territory back when I lived here.
Defund the police!
Abolish ICE!
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 Defund the police! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace!
By the way, do we have any Spanish speakers on the board?
And if we don't get it,
Prosecute killer cops, thank you. Do we have any Spanish speakers tuned in right now?
no peace! No justice, 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 no peace! Defund the police!
So oh. Yeah, I might need some translation help with signs, but we'll see. Some of them I can understand. Again, this is West Redondo Boulevard in Gardena, a South Bay city that's not technically part of the city of Los Angeles. That's why it's LA County Sheriff's territories. Excuse me, could you explain the sign or the flag?
The sign is a sign of Cuauhtémoc. Cuauhtémoc is an indigenous warrior who fought off the Spanish colonization of Alaska.
Do you mind if I film?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so could you explain the sign and the flag?
So the sign is the sign of Unión del Barrio, my organization, one of the organizations that organizes protests in defense of the life of Andrés Guardado, an 18-year-old who was assassinated by the Sheriff's Department just yesterday, 24 hours ago in broad daylight, right here in front of his place of employment. And we're out here in solidarity with the Black and Brown community that lives here to say, ya basta. We are tired of this. We are tired of us being killed and being afraid. So we're not afraid anymore. We're calling on everybody to unite unity and against the police, to defund the police, to abolish the police and abolish ICE. And back to the flag, the symbol of the flag. The flag is
That same symbol on your hat.
the Unión del Barrio sign that you see right here.
No, on your hat.
And on my hat.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought you were looking at that.
No, I already saw the barrio sign.
It's the same symbol. Cuauhtémoc is an Aztec warrior who fought off the Spanish who invaded and started all this business of killing everybody. And this genocide that we see here is no different than 500 years ago. It's about white imperialism. It's about U.S. capitalism and imperialism that are stealing our resources and killing our people, taking our land, taking our labor, and waging a war against us. It's a war against the working class. And that's why we're out here to say, yeah, basta, we're tired of it. We're tired of being beaten down. We know that this pandemic is affecting all of our people. It's affecting Black and Brown and Indigenous indigenous people more than anybody else in higher numbers. Yet we cannot stand by when they continue to assassinate us. They call us essential. They need us to work for them so that they can become millionaires and trillionaires. Yet here we are sacrificing ourselves. We know we can't trust this system. We're not calling for reform of the system. We're calling an abolishment, calling for a revolution. We can't live like this anymore. We know that we have the numbers and we have the solidarity. And that's why we're out here today to say, ya basta. And justice for Andres. Justice for Andres Guardado. A young man who was working for his family and who had dreams. And we're just tired of it. We're tired of it. Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Some people are asking why on earth would they target Andres and 18-year-olds?
I think the young people have always been the people that have been under attack. I mean, you know, I was a youngster once myself, and I saw it in my own neighborhood. Our young people have always been under attack. They see brown and black youth as the enemy. They see those youth becoming the future. And that's why we're the prison capital of the world. Los Angeles is the prison capital of the United States, and the United States is the prison capital of the world. Who you see inside of those prisons, brown and black folk, and they've been targeting our youth from forever. Planting knives, planting weapons, justify their homicide and their murder and their genocide against our people. The youth are our future, and that's why they take them from us.
Muchas gracias. He's keeping an eye out for. Gracias, señor.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm saying gracias to the man who's making sure to get run over with traffic. It's actually pretty organized here. So the one side of the street, West Redondo, is it West Redondo?
Yes.
West Redondo Boulevard, one side of the street is blocked off by the demonstration and the memorial. We have people directing traffic, and traffic's impeded slightly, but it's not stopped. If I have time later, I will discuss how I may possibly be heading out of LA sometime soon. Let's take a look at some more signs. And no justice, no peace, defund the police is the chant. Oh, there we go.
If we can all gather up, the mother of Andres would like to speak to us.
Alright, you guys are in for a treat.
To this area, si se pueden acercar por favor, la mamá de Andrés quiere hablar, a mandar un mensaje a todos nosotros.
Okay, the mother of Andres Guardado is going to speak to the crowd.
Yo les quiero dar las gracias por el gran apoyo que me están dando por mi niño, porque mi niño no se lo merecía esa muerte que me le han dado. Mi niño era un trabajador, vino a trabajar aquí para pagar su carro, para terminar de pagar su carro. Mi niño era un buen niño, le ayudaba a su padre, a su madre, a cualquier persona que encontraba, le ayudaba, señores. Mi niño no merecía la muerte esta que le dieron. Les agradezco todo porque Dios les va a pagar a ustedes lo que están haciendo ahora por mi hijo. Y esto tiene que parar porque ahora es mi niño y mañana puede ser otra persona, señores. Y les agradezco muchísimo con el alma que hasta Dios que les va a pagar lo que están haciendo, señores.
¡Justicia para Andrés! ¡Justicia para Andrés! ¡Justicia! She said that she wants to thank everybody for coming out today. She said, that what happened was an injustice. She said, what happened to her son can happen to somebody else, so we have to stop it. So she said she wanted to thank all of you and that, God will repay you for participating. We also want to announce, we spoke to the family right now, and they're in agreement. This Sunday, as you know, is Father's Day. We want to call for an action here, 2 o'clock. We're going to call out for everybody, 2 o'clock. We'll start right here, and we'll march all the way down to the Compton Sheriff Station. Yeah. Those are the people who killed her son. Yes. We're going to start at 2 o'clock right here. This Sunday, Father's Day. I know that, Father's Day, some people are going to go out for breakfast and all that kind of stuff. I get it. Well, let's think about Andres' father. And all the other fathers who have lost their sons. All the other kids who don't have a father anymore because of the terrorist police departments. So that's why this Sunday, 2 p.m. Father's Day, we call on everybody in the community to come right here to the spot. The Compton Sheriff, killed Andres. Murdered Andres. Thank you, murdered Andres. We call on the community to come out. Everybody. Today was a beautiful show of unity. Black, brown, white, Asian, everybody. Let's continue that. Let's grow that for this Sunday. Because the pain of this family is real. The pain of the community is real. But we got to turn that pain and energy into struggle. Into organized struggle to defend our people, to defend our families, to defend our communities. So, if you did not sign up today, the sign-up sheet is around. Please sign up. And simply to give you more information and let you know about further events. We're not trying to sell you nothing. We're not trying to do nothing like that. A la familia de Andrés, la familia no está sola. Aquí hay más gente de la comunidad que está con ustedes. Y esta tragedia, esta injusticia, este crimen no puede quedarse así. No vamos a permitirlo. Porque como dijo su mamá, esta vez fue Andrés, pero la próxima vez puede ser cualquiera de nosotros. Y no podemos permitirlo.
Mexican lives matter too, baby.
Yes. Yeah, we understand that. We understand that. And that's why there's black people here, there's brown people here. When black folks get killed by the police, it's our responsibility to show up and back them up. Yes. And when our people get killed, black folks will be there for us as well.
Yeah.
That unity. That unity is what scares the system. That unity is what they know they cannot handle. So, Brother Andres, Salvadoreño, right? Yes, sir. All of us here, it doesn't matter where we're from, we're here to support the family of Andres. And we'll do that for any one of us, no matter what our color or anything like that. So, thank you for coming out. Muchas gracias a la familia. Obviamente por permitir que pase esto. Seguir con ustedes, no están solos. Vamos a seguir luchando, exigiendo justicia, luchando para que podamos lograr esa justicia. ¡El pueblo
Unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Unido jamás será vencido.
¡Que la queremos!
¡Justicia!
¿Cuándo la queremos?
¡Ahora!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Justicia!
¿Cuándo la queremos?
¡Ahora!
¿Qué queremos?
¡Justicia!
¿Cuándo la queremos?
¡Ahora!
What do we want?
¡Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Thank you all for coming out. Sunday, 2 p.m. Este domingo a las 2 de la tarde, aquí vamos a empezar la marcha. We'll put the word on Facebook, on social media, all that. Please spread the word. If you did not sign up, si no se nos ha dado, por favor, se puede mostrar aquí. Where's the sign up sheet? Okay, thank you.
Black Lives Matter! All lives matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Matter!
We gotta show who we are.
I'm not ending the stream quite yet, but let's see what happens there. We're still in the middle of West Redondo Boulevard here in Gardena. You can see traffic still making its way around the gathering, and people here are part of the protest and memorial, continuing to direct traffic. I've not seen deputies come out to the gathering, although they've been here earlier in the day apparently, and obviously here yesterday. For those of you who weren't tuned in earlier, I'll give you a look at the memorial. And here's the auto body shop. Straight edge. Yeah, I guess I am pretty. No, it's not LAPD, it was the sheriff's deputies, LA County Sheriff's deputies. Thank you, Magic Monkey Love. So people aren't leaving yet. The whole crowd is still here. The mother, who some of you heard speak in Spanish moments ago, is the one in the maroon face mask in the middle of this crowd. She spoke in Spanish and that was translated into English. Gave a brief speech. Looked very emotional.
In Wisconsin?
Traffic's starting to pile up a little bit here. But still not blocked. And it was just mentioned, as I presume most of you heard, that this crowd is planning a march on Sunday, Father's Day, Sunday afternoon, to the Compton Sheriff substation. Gardena is close to Compton. And yes, part of the appeal for people to participate in the march rather than typical Father's Day festivities is a plea to consider how Andres Guardado's father is feeling. It's not difficult for me regarding this question of how hard it is to stay neutral. Not that I even believe in pure neutrality, I don't. But I try to present multiple sides of the story and not push my opinion on anyone. And generally speaking, it's not difficult. What's up? Generally speaking, it's not difficult, but as those of you who've been tuned in over the past few weeks have seen, it has been difficult in general to report on some of these demonstrations. These are cars supporting, and now we've got some exhaust. I'm eating a whole mouthful of exhaust right now as it blows down West Redondo Beach Boulevard. And I just inhaled a whole boatload of that so you guys could get a look at that car blasting off the exhaust and driving away.
This is what community looks like. This is what community looks like.
And all these honking horns appear to be in support of the protest. Now a pickup truck setting off exhaust in the other direction. So things are actually picking up here, not dying down. Again, protesters directing traffic. And I'll head back over to the protest area. I don't know if I'll be there on Sunday. I have Father's Day, the hand, but we'll see. Things develop quickly. As I was mentioning early in the broadcast, we've already had a couple high-profile killings by Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies just this week, in addition to all the other events and deaths that have happened in the area over the past few weeks. These appear to be all horns honking in support of the protest. Well, where are you located, Andy? We can talk off stream about that.
Power to the people! To the people! Power to the people! People power! Power to the people!
And we have a woman with a fucked up police sign directing traffic. I don't know what time it is here. Oh, well, I wouldn't mind a Thailand vacation, but I've got more pressing matters to attend to.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Defund the police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Defund the police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Well, if you say 7:45 p.m., I believe you. It's getting close to dusk here. We have a Mercedes that looks like a Jeep, yellow Jeep. So the new chant is, how do you spell racist? LASD, which stands for Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. We've already interviewed the flag lady. It's a symbol for a community organization.
Police! No justice! No peace! No killer! Police! No justice! No peace! No killer! Police! No justice! No peace! No killer! Police! No justice! No peace! No killer!
If you want to see that interview, I don't know exactly, but I'd estimate it's something like 20 minutes into the broadcast.
Power to the people! 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 People power! People power to the people! People power! 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 Oh! Everybody on some time! This is what community looks like! What community looks like! What community looks like! This is 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 what community looks like! Hey! I just want to say, this is so awesome. Thank you so much. Like one of the things that we have at Tower of Workers.
Well, you picked an interesting time to get out of the U.S. and to get out of Brooklyn.
This is power economy. Essential workers. We have so much power to shut the system down. And the police tell us to go off the bus. Forget that.
Fudge, you said fudge. You said fudge.
All right, but on the real, we have so much power as workers because this entire economy shut down. It's only dependent on a few businesses, on a few jobs that are open right now. And even so, as workers, we always have power to hold the community up. So when police tell us, we need to shut it down. Go on strike. Don't go into work. Don't go in feeling sad, feeling grief for your part. Even if it's not somebody that you know, it's somebody that could be you, or someone who you know somebody of. We are all in danger of this racist, capitalist, imperialist system, home and abroad, in other countries and in this country here. So we have the power as a working class to harass. If we deal with sexism, if we deal with transphobia, we can shut this system down just based on those kinds of actions and those activities. It doesn't even have to be as serious as losing a life. But especially if a life is lost, we need to shut this system down because we're the ones who have the power. Yes. Power to the people! 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 People power! Power to the people! People
Getting support from a big truck.
Strike against police power! police, terror, strike against police. Strike against 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 police, terror, strike against police.
You can't send me super chats because the channel is demonetized.
Defund the police, abolish ICE. Defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police.
I don't know what's going on with Atlanta, but if you want to provide updates in the comment stream, that's something I'll try to keep an eye on. Thank you, Magic Monkey. Defund the police, abolish ICE is the chant. Got some drivers driving very slowly and honking and looking at the protest. No, thank you. I appreciate the entrepreneurial spirits. I've seen plenty of people, especially in Hollywood, giving out water. But no, I'm here to cover it. The lady with the "fuck the police" sign still directing traffic. Yeah, so this man who just peeked his head out of that, I don't know what, a Chevy SUV, I think it is. He was asking, was a man killed here last night? And people are saying, yeah. Oh, thank you for the update, Tim. And again, if you head over to the Tim Troop channel at some point, you're likely to find a stream of streams. I don't know if that's happening right now.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
They're taking down some of the or one of the signs at the memorial right now. As a man rides by on a bicycle and films. It's actually not a Bears hat. You're one for two, Andy. You got the jersey right, but you got the hat wrong. Although I think it does look like a Bears hat, but no one's gonna guess it. No one's gonna guess what hat I'm wearing, unless maybe someone whom I know from my childhood is tuned in, or pays really, really, really close attention to sports in the Los Angeles area. It's not a soccer hat. I never played soccer. Is it weird that the temperature just dropped to like 15 degrees? Yeah, it's getting a little chilly. I mean, I'm prepared for that. I've now got the Reggie Bush sleeves out, so you don't have to stare at the arm hair anymore. I've got the Reggie Bush sleeves. Actually, I don't remember if he wore black sleeves. Probably wore burgundy sleeves.
So it's like 3 miles. So bring some walking, it's a good walking street. 3 miles. And water, we got water. Want to come on a bike? Come on a bike. You want to come in your car? Come in your car. But everybody, show up. 2 p.m. this Sunday, Father's Day.
Thanks. It's not good. But thanks to everyone. Or maybe around here I should say gracias, not thanks. This is about an 18-year-old who apparently was working as a security guard at this body shop, and I can't tell you what happened. But the crowd here is insistent that he was murdered by LA County Sheriff's deputies yesterday. May I record as well? Thank you.
Guardado was murdered by police yesterday, June 18th, around 6 p.m. So if anybody wants to help, y'all can go ahead and help. There's no funding that has been paid by his family, or you guys can pull up to the protest in Gardena. Yeah, 420 West is on the boulevard. We just knew it was a good kid, and we knew that the way they killed him wasn't right. And that we talked to everybody, so we're used to seeing this, but it's not normal. So that's why.
Did you know Andres?
Yeah, we knew him. We knew him.
Could you say something about what kind of person he is?
We would hang around with the bunch, the wild bunch, everybody. The ones that are like, just like to have fun, that would drink, regular teen stuff. But he was the only one that wouldn't do none of that. Like, he would just take care of his friends. He would be the one making sure he's sober, never once touch drugs or anything, because he just knew what he wanted in life. He knew what he wanted to take his family out of the slums. He wanted to take them out. He was doing all of this. He was in college. He had 2 jobs and he was hardworking. He kept his mind right no matter what. He kept himself around for his family. Everything was for his family. He had big love, and a lot of people loved him back because he was a respectful kid. Like, crazy, but
He was on the job.
Whatever happened, he got framed. He had no gun. He had witness. They were right here. They saw everything they saw. They're traumatized right now. They can't even speak because they saw him get murdered. And the cops are literally just saying that he had a gun. They broke the cameras. We know this shit's just unfair right now. And we're fucking angry.
We just want justice, and we want this case to be handled correctly, because we know that the same ones that commit the murder are the ones writing the paperwork. So you can't have that there. We definitely have to get funded, whatever you can do first, and then go from there. But definitely the police gotta get. And we always stay united. Yeah, all of us. So thank you. All of us.
There was a gun was planted on him?
Planted. They told them.
Okay. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Apparently, law enforcement have shown up here. Can't tell if that's a deputy's SUV or what. It looks like it is an LA County Sheriff's deputies, or just an LA County Sheriff SUV. on West Redondo. And I guess that's what cut short this interview. And yeah, I'm glad I could get you that interview, even though it was cut short briefly. But I guess that might represent the family side of the story pretty well. I don't know for sure, but they seem to be in contact with people here who are echoing the family side of the story. Or maybe they're even in contact with the witnesses themselves. Can I see the map again? Or are you, no. Figaro's over there, right? We are on West Redondo Beach Boulevard between Figueroa and Broadway, south of downtown. South and a tiny bit west of downtown. So downtown is basically that way, and Figueroa and Broadway are probably a couple streets, if you've been watching my streams lately, that you've come across downtown. So Figueroa is over here, Broadway's over there. We're in between Figueroa and Broadway on West Redondo Beach Boulevard here in Gardena, where there's now a sheriff's SUV out keeping an eye on the gathering. And the protesters and people who are taking part of the memorial who are still around appear to not be going anywhere. And these honking horns, I believe, are all in support of the gathering. Oh, now we've got people screaming "fuck y'all" at the sheriff. So the sheriff SUV is driving right by, flashing its lights. As people scream "fuck you" cops at the sheriff's SUV. I don't know if it's on a call, but that sheriff's car just turned right, headed north on Figueroa, and is on out of here. And the gathering and protests continue on here in the middle of West Redondo Beach Boulevard. So I don't know what that sheriff's SUV was here for. Maybe it was to keep an eye on the demonstration, maybe not. Lots of people screaming "fuck the cops" as it drove off, but nothing thrown at it, and no violence. The signs, for the most part, remain here. Justice for Andres Guardado, and oh no, I thought there was chalk on the side. Maybe not chalk. Maybe just the sidewalks tagged with unrelated stuff. Stop police terrorism. Latino Lives Matter. You're right. Yes. You want me to grab this?
No, it's fine.
Thanks. It appears about 50% or maybe 40% of the crowd is left, but it looks like this protest is about to end. And for those of you who didn't hear, they're planning a follow-up protest on Sunday, yes, on Father's Day, and they plan to march from here to the Compton Sheriff Substation. So Sunday's demonstration could get more tense than this. As you might hear people screaming in the background or saying in the background, March is 2 o'clock on Sunday. I think it's 2 o'clock on Sunday. I don't know if I'll be there for that. But I would expect it to get a little more tense if the march is going to end up outside the sheriff's substation. Andy, I do plan to travel soon. Where exactly? I don't know. We'll see. But I think I'm going to be traveling pretty soon. It's not to say that there aren't interesting things going on in the Los Angeles area. As I was describing early in the broadcast, we had the two similar hanging deaths. I need to be there with a Bo Jackson jersey. I don't have a Bo Jackson jersey. Where do you find a Bo Jackson jersey nowadays? Maybe in the Auburn gift store? I don't know where. What's the path to Chicago and what's going on in Chicago? But as I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast, we have the two hanging deaths up in the high desert. And following those two, one of which now appears to be a suicide, following those two deaths, this week we had LA County Sheriff's deputies shooting and killing a man whom the family says was the half-brother of Robert Fuller, who was found hanging at that park in Palmdale where I was last Saturday. And we have this death, Andres Guardado, right here yesterday. So there continues to be action here in the LA area, though not in the sense that there was 3 weeks ago when there was rioting. Have I confirmed what? Can you specify what you're asking about? If you're asking about the death of the apparent death of the half-brother of Robert Fuller, I cannot confirm that. That's according to the family. Still don't know what you're referring to. But the family of Robert Fuller says that LA County Sheriff's deputies shot and killed his half-brother. And I believe that actually took place in San Bernardino County. Or is it? I think it was in San Bernardino County. It was a cross-county line. And apparently the deputies were responding to some sort of domestic violence incident. Right, so someone's commenting about that. And it hasn't been confirmed, but the family says it was Robert Fuller's half-brother. And we don't know. And to add to that, there is some video and audio footage of that incident from a Ring doorbell camera. I watched it, although it's not really going to explain to you what happened. But so all over LA County and even beyond, here in Southern California, there continue to be incidents that cause the same sentiments and tensions to flare. Security cameras on the auto body shop? Is that what you're asking about? I'll give you a look at the auto body shop. And yes, I see a camera And I'm not going to do what I did on Palmdale, where I'm just getting obsessively close to everything. But you can see a camera right here pointing out at the street, basically pointing right out at me, out on West Redondo Beach Boulevard. And according to the lady I interviewed just minutes ago, they're saying family, I guess, and their supporters are saying that they have all kinds of evidence proving their side of the story. And again, for those of you who missed it, the family, I believe, at least according to the woman I interviewed, but I believe she's representing the family side of the story. She's saying that the police or the deputies planted a gun on Guardado. I don't know what happened. That's what the woman whom I interviewed right here several minutes ago had to say. Part of what she had to say. Traffic's almost back to normal here. One of the lanes continues to be blocked, but one of them is now open. And I'm not speaking to her credibility. I'm not speaking to any evidence I've seen. I just interviewed her, and you saw an interview if you're tuned in 10 or 15 minutes ago, whatever it was. And for those of you who weren't, I'm relaying a bit of what she said. There's actually a lot of people inside the gate of the auto body shop, or walking up to the gate right now. You're welcome, and thank you for tuning in and participating and relaying what information you have. I was initially planning on, I was monitoring, or trying to monitor what's going on here at this very spot throughout the day today while I was working and busy with other stuff. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get to see a memorial. I'm not gonna get too close, but there are hugs inside the gate of the auto body shop. Lots of hugs as people start to leave. Emotional moments. A woman crossing herself. Lots and lots of hugs. But I wasn't sure if I was gonna catch anything out here today. I was thinking about just covering Juneteenth festivities if they're still going on. Oh, thank you very much, Johnny. I don't know if I'll be going to Minnesota anytime soon, but who knows? Maybe I will start traveling around the US. And I'll try asking some people here, probably off camera, about video footage. Maybe during the Palmdale stream I was pushing people's comfort zones a little bit too far with some of the interviews and interactions. So I don't know if I'll do that on camera, but I'll try to ask some people some questions as more horns honk and more signs go up here on the gate of the auto body shop. Normally, if I were, maybe I shouldn't say normally, but in the past, I wouldn't be doing investigative work on camera. I'd typically be doing it for Cal Coast News, the investigative California news publication that I write for. And it's a lot different when you're approaching someone with a camera running, and in this case, with a live stream running. We have an RIP. RIP Andres. LASD, which is LA Sheriff's Department, crossed out, and take out the cops. Rest in peace, Andres. Apparently that's his birthday, as you can see. Young man. Gone but not forgotten, it says. And why would I need deodorant? Getting way off topic, Andy. I mean, I guess if it's all hot and I'm getting sweaty, but it's not hot out here. If you weren't tuned in early on, I interviewed someone with the sign for that community organization. From what I recall, it didn't say a whole lot about the organization, but it's a community organization that was represented here. Which car? I've already filmed Pike statue toppled in DC, set on fire. Wow, thank you for the update, Sam. I was interested to see what was happening in Portland in recent days. I saw was it George Washington? The Washington statue toppled there last night. I'm trying to keep an eye on some of that stuff, especially if it's a city on the same coast that I'm on. My impression throughout the time I've been here, and I arrived here just before I started the broadcast, has been the Sheriff's Department has a very hands-off approach to this protest and memorial and gathering at the moment. I don't know what happened here earlier in the day. I think there were some comments about earlier in the day there being a run-in here between sheriff's deputies and family or witnesses, but I can't confirm that. I don't know what happened. Once this last batch of signs is fully taped on, I'll give you another glance at what's up there. Again, there's a security camera right. Oh, thank you very much for tuning in, Johnny. And that's exciting that you're in Minneapolis. I would love to have been in Minneapolis in recent weeks. Again, security camera right here, pointing out onto West Gardena Beach Boulevard. And the mother, that's the mother. The woman who has the burgundy mask. She's now talking standing behind this lady with the hood on. There she is. Blue jeans, blonde streaks in her hair, burgundy mask. That's the mother. She gave a short speech in Spanish earlier. About half the crowd disappeared, but still, I don't know, maybe 50 more people gathered out here with 1.5 lanes blocked. Let's take a look at the new sign.
Oh, you know.
Justice for Andres. Gone but never forgotten. Fuck LASD. Also, I think it's worth repeating that the two young women I interviewed 20 minutes ago or so, something like that, were speaking strongly in defense of Andres Guardado's character. And once this broadcast ends and processes, you can watch the interview and hear what they say if you haven't heard already. I thought we might get a honk out of that blue bus driving by very slowly, but we did not. There was a brief confrontation between protesters and a sheriff's SUV that was parked right over there. And then it drove off with its lights flashing as people screamed, "Fuck the cops." But it didn't get violent. I didn't see anything thrown. Yeah, I've got multiple daytime jobs, and that's why it's difficult on a day like this for me to get out in time to cover events happening early in the day. I've spoken several times on this channel about some of the work I do, so for the better part of the last decade, I've been working for Calcoast News, which is an investigative news publication based in San Luis Obispo, California. And I also work for We Are Change, which some of you I'm sure are familiar with. And I do business and marketing stuff for We Are Change. And likewise, I do other writing and media tasks on a regular basis for a variety of publications and businesses. Okay, the auto shop owner said Andres Guardado ran down the driveway, stopped, got on his knees, and put his hand behind his back and was shot 7 times. Caught most of that. Thank you for that update. Well, I wasn't gone that long. I think my last stream was on Sunday. So the past 2 weeks, I didn't do any streams Monday through Thursday. But there was a stretch of, I think, 11 consecutive days that I did streams every day. And then last weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we'll see this weekend. And I expect there to be some exciting things coming up on this channel in the days and weeks to come. Well, what's going on in Hollywood? I've spent so much time in Hollywood, and I don't think anything's going on there at the moment. What I was trying to say a moment ago is that as someone started speaking, I was hoping to cover some of the Juneteenth festivities today. Did manage to. I didn't catch what one man was saying. Seemed like a bit of a private conversation, and I heard a lot of gracias. Someone asked that I shot, yeah, if indeed you were shot 7 times, that is very sad, very tragic. I think someone asked that I film this car again. I've filmed it a bunch of times already. It's got a Latino Lives Matter sign. And that's about it. So it's starting to get dark here. In West Redondo Beach Boulevard in Gardena, between Figueroa and Broadway, with Figueroa being this light right over here. So it's a sweet, dynamic body shop. I don't expect to be streaming from Compton tonight. I'm not going to rule out heading to Compton tonight, but don't count on a stream from Compton tonight. Actually, that's something Pete Carroll used to do. Something I admired about him. Pete Carroll, the USC football coach, used to, on a regular basis, head into various hoods. Maybe just picked one hood, I don't remember. But he used to head into the hood and have chats with random people in the hood, uplifting their prospects. Well, I don't know if you're just tuning in right now for the person saying there aren't many people, doesn't look like anyone cares. Most of the crowd is gone at this point. Say 2/3 of the crowd is gone. Maybe even more than that. And you can see one of the lanes, I believe eastbound lanes, is now open. And this whole side of the street was full of protesters and mourners. It's hard for me to estimate how many people were here, but definitely more than 100, maybe a few hundred. What do you think? How many people?
50? Oh, you used to be here?
Yeah, we're here.
100? Sure.
At least 100.
I don't know, maybe more. 300?
But it's starting to die down. It's getting dark now, and I think the majority of the crowd's left, maybe even 3/4 of the crowd is left. What comments or questions do you have? We obviously don't have answers as to what exactly happened here. But I think throughout this broadcast we've been getting a lot of comments, trying to piece the puzzle together. And we got a interview with the two women who seem to be representing the family side of the story, including alleging that Sheriff's Deputy planted a gun on Mr. Guardado. I was planning on heading to City Hall, particularly in the case that nothing was going on here when I arrived. I was planning on heading to City Hall and have seen if there are Juneteenth demonstrators out there. I might still head to City Hall tonight, but I don't think there's a ton of action in LA at the moment. Should note that there has been a camp a la Occupy. I don't think it's an autonomous zone, but there has been a camp, I believe a protest camp, outside LA City Hall for a week or maybe just 2 weeks at this point. If it's still out there. I haven't been to City Hall in a few nights. So maybe at some point I'll do a broadcast there. Maybe some point this weekend. I don't know what exactly will be on tap this week, but I am working on bringing some interesting broadcasts to this channel in the coming days. So any last comments or questions here while I'm in Gardena at the scene of where Andres Guardado was killed yesterday. I might ask to Compton, maybe, but don't count on a live stream from Compton. At least not tonight. If I were to be at the demonstration here on Sunday, I guess I would end up in Compton. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that though. Yeah, rather than getting my behind the Compton, someone advises getting my behind to safety. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, John Dom's just tuning in right now. We're wrapping it up. I mean, if you're just tuning in now, you'll have to watch the replay. But this gathering may shift over to Compton on Sunday afternoon, and there could be some excitement outside the sheriff's substation, presuming that this march proceeds on Sunday and the protesters march from here to the Compton Sheriff's substation. Don't know if I'll be able to be there for that. Any last comments or questions while I'm here in Gardena? Oh, you're just tuning in right now. Well, you missed that I'm wearing a Reggie Bush jersey. We never addressed my hat. I guess my hat will remain a mystery. And thank you very much for tuning in and for all the comments. I saw you leaving lots of comments. They're very appreciated. There was a shooting here outside this auto body clinic. And I believe an 18-year-old by the name of Andres Guardado was shot and killed here yesterday by Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies. And I guess I'll just have to say, stay tuned to news reports to try to get more details about it. Maybe I'll be tweeting out some updates to the case maybe. I need to tweet out updates to several of these death investigations in the Los Angeles area, Los Angeles County area. I'll try to make a point to tweet out some updates on my @Freeman Reporter Twitter feed. And we did, John, have an interview in the middle of the broadcast with two women who seem to be representing the family side of the story. They allege that sheriff's deputies planted a gun on Mr. Guardado. I don't know if that's the case. The sheriff's department has been saying, at least in local media reports, that Mr. Guardado was not a formal security guard and that his gun was missing, I think, a serial number, and he might have been illegally possessing a firearm in some other manner. That's what sheriff's department has been saying in local media reports. Family is a much different side of the story. The demonstrators insist that Mr. Guardado was murdered, and that he was working as a security guard for this auto body shop. And also during this broadcast, I addressed some developments in other death investigations going on here in Los Angeles County, and pertaining to specifically the LA County Sheriff's Department, which has shot and killed multiple people this week, two of which were pretty high-profile fatal shootings, one of which happened right here. So if there aren't any more comments and questions, I will wrap it up from the South Bay. Oh, well, I was discussing Robert Fuller. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the other high-profile killing this week was, according to the family of Robert Fuller's half-brother was shot and killed by LA County Sheriff's deputies this week, prior to the shooting here. With Fuller, we don't know much in terms of how the investigation has progressed. However, it appears now that the other case, the Victorville case, I'm referring to the other hanging, the other case of a black man hanging in the high desert area over in Victorville. The family in that case is saying that video footage appears to indicate it was a suicide. I tried to flip the camera around to show you the signs. That there was I think it was a "fuck police" sign, I'm not sure, but I didn't succeed in flipping the camera around. So I was discussing those cases at different points in this broadcast, and I'll be discussing those cases more on social media. You can check out my @Freeman Reporter Twitter feed, my @Nomad Journalist Instagram feed. I need to update those. There are definitely points in my life where I've seen a ton of news. And I guess as a little kid, I wasn't old enough to process it. I was here in Southern California during the Rodney King riots. And I've definitely traveled around the world and come across a lot of news. But this is the first time I've come across so much news, or been reporting on so much news here in my hometown. This is something quite unique for me. I'm a bit of a news hound. I travel around the world reporting on news, but this is a first for me in terms of the amount of action I'm involved in here in Los Angeles. And I've addressed the mask numerous times. Alright, I think that's it. It's been a 100-minute broadcast. Not that long compared to some recent streams. I don't know what's coming up this weekend. And thank you very much, John Don, and for everyone who tuned in and was leaving comments. I don't know what else is coming up this weekend, but stay tuned to the channel. because there will definitely be more stuff coming up on this channel in the coming days. I'm working on trying to get out to some, I want to say more exciting action, but I think what's happening here is very important, and I'm very glad to be here documenting it at the moment. But nonetheless, there will definitely be action coming up on this channel, so subscribe and hit the bell if you want to get notified. And just stay tuned for more live and on-the-ground reports, for now from Southern California, but in general from around the world. So thank you very much for tuning in, and see you all shortly. Goodbye and good night from Gardena.